morning. This is my healing space. It's actually my living room. I pretty much just push the couch out of the way into the next space. So let's do some morning just wiggles and stretches and get the body moving a little bit just to warm it up. Sometimes when we wake up, maybe we've got a little bit of stiff muscles, maybe your back, or my shoulder's always cranky, and I thought it would be nice to just do a short routine. So I'm going to start in child's pose. And you might decide to also. While you're in child's pose, if you've chosen to start in child's pose, just bring your awareness into your body and just kind of settle in and bring your awareness to the breath as well. So one of the things that we can do is we can come up from child's pose, let the belly drop, chest is forward, coming into a cow. And then as you exhale, take your cat pose and just press it back into child's pose. So we're coming up, leading with the head, starting with cow. And then as I exhale, I round my back and come into child's pose. So I'm going to repeat this a few times. If you would prefer to just stick to traditional cat-cow, you can also do that. And then from here, just take the right foot back and come onto the ball of the foot. And just give yourself a little toe stretch and maybe press the heel back. Get into the calf muscle. And then take that foot and swing it behind the right. Landing on the outer edge of the foot, and then looking over the left shoulder. And breathe. Full deep breaths, using your Ujjayi breath if you've decided to bring it into your practice. And then bring the right leg back to starting. So while on tabletop, just take a second to check. Make sure that the knees are hips width apart, and make sure that the arms are shoulders width apart. And then go ahead and take the left foot back. And again, starting on the ball of the foot, maybe giving yourself a little toe stretch. And then maybe even pressing the heel back. And you don't have to press the heel back and stay that way. You can press the heel back and release, and do that a few times. Sometimes that feels good. And then go ahead and take the left leg behind the right and coming to the outer edge of the foot, looking over the right shoulder. Feel that stretch all along the left side waist. Using the breath. And then again, coming back to tabletop. And from here, inhale and take the right arm up. And as you exhale, bring the right arm underneath the left and come to rest on the head and shoulder. Feel the support underneath you. Let gravity do the work. Your left hand can stay next to your face on the mat, or you can maybe walk the fingers forward and straighten the arm. You can also try taking the left arm up towards the ceiling, possibly resting it on the lower back, or even wrapping it around the waist. And just stay here and breathe. To come out, bring the left hand back to the mat next to the face and just press into the mat to come out and come back into tabletop. And from here, take a full inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, take the left arm up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring the left arm under the right, coming to rest on the shoulder and the side of the face. Right hand can stay on the mat, or you can try one of the other options that we did before, walking the fingers forward and straightening the arm, raising the arm up towards the ceiling, resting it on the lower back, or wrapping it around the waist. And stay here and breathe. And then to go ahead and come out, we're going to bring the right hand back to the mat, press into the mat to come out of the twist. And then curl the toes under. Take the arms out a few inches and press the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Settle into your down dog. Maybe even try pressing one heel down while bending the opposite knee. And then the other side, maybe even pedaling back and forth a few times. Knees can be bent or straight. And then press the arms into the mat so you can feel the spine elongating while you press the hips back. And then inhale and come into a high plank. And stay here for a moment. Gaze is just past the mat. Use the breath. And then as you exhale, press back into downward facing dog. And then inhale and come back into high plank. Breathe. And on your next exhale, press back into downward facing dog again. Walk the feet towards the hands. Keep the knees bent and just fold forward and let the upper body just hang. Coming into ragdoll, so you can keep the hands on the mat if you'd like, or take your opposite elbows into hands. Let the head hang nice and loose, relaxed, keeping the knees bent. Maybe even try shifting the weight of your feet a little bit, maybe from one side to the other, toes to heels, and then notice how the upper body starts to just kind of float around like seaweed. Check in with the head by shaking your head yes and no, and see how much you've let go of the neck. And then from here, straighten the legs. Inhale and come up halfway. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, we're going to come up to standing, arms by your side as you come all the way up. Hands to touch. And exhale, hands in front of the heart. And let's inhale the arms up again. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, come into high plank. And from here, take the left hand, just move it in a little bit more towards the center. And then raise the right arm up as the heels fall to the left. Coming into side plank. Use the breath. Don't let the hips drop. And then on your next exhalation, come back to center. And we'll just go right to the other side. So bring the right hand in a little bit towards center and let the heels fall over to the right and lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Full deep breaths. On your next exhale, we'll come back to high plank. Inhale. And as you exhale, come all the way down to the mat. Point the toes. Press up into upward facing dog. And as you exhale, curl the toes under, come back into downward facing dog. And then come back to knees, back to tabletop, and then just sit back on the heels.